Welcome to the Bully Ball Podcast. Today we have 49er football. The 49ers play the Packers in about 55 minutes, straight from Levi Stadium, and we're here to give you the pregame primer. Just me today, but we're live and we're talking about the game. So tune in, if you're here. Thanks for watching. Let's talk about the game and let's talk about what to look for. I actually left my paper with my notes outside of the room, so I'm going to text my wife and see if she'll bring it to me. I think, I did leave it outside the room. But, so today we have the San Francisco 49ers playing the Green Bay Packers. And, there are a lot of players to look forward to watching. There's a lot of storylines, One of the biggest things to look for is playing time. We're going to see a bunch of the 49ers starters not play at all. And, they have a lot of guys banged up as well. Probably you're not going to see Emmanuel Mosley, Charvarius Ward, obviously, Eric Armstead. Those three guys are banged up, not going to play. You're probably not going to see Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, George Kittle. A bunch of the stalwart guys probably not going to play at all this game. But it is a good time. I love the preseason because we get to watch the rookies and the guys on the back end of the roster trying to compete for a spot. We get to see them out there competing and playing. And so I have a list of guys that I would like to talk about. And there's a couple matchups specifically that I would like to talk about that we're going to see in this game. So tune in, and if you have any comments, go ahead and drop them. And let's talk football. Let's have someone come on live if you want to. And let's talk about the game. I actually got baited into buying NFL Plus because, I just have the streaming services. And I had to pay the $4.99 so I could watch the game tonight because I tried logging in to different things and nothing was working. So I had to pay so I can watch the game tonight. Thank you. You don't have to be quiet. All right. Thank you. I got my paper. And yes, I am very excited as well. So, some players to watch for in this game. Obviously, we know who the big one is, who everyone, even the national media, is going to be watching. Trey Lance. Trey Lance, obviously, probably going to play one, maybe two drives max. And you can't really take too much away from this game. We saw Malik Willis last night kind of go off. Trey Lance isn't going to play that much. He's also not going to be playing with many of the starters. Probably no Debo, probably no Ayuk. Maybe Ayuk gets a series. So no Trent Williams, probably no Mike McGlinchey. So, all I want to see from the guy is get the ball out quick. Don't take any unnecessary sacks. Don't take any unnecessary hits if you're going to try to run with the ball. But I don't expect we're going to see anything crazy from Trey Lance today. And, if we see anything bad, it's not going to be a big indicator of anything. If you remember, I believe it was last season, Jimmy, first play of that first preseason game or whatever, first drive threw that interception. It is what it is. It's just good to see some different competition. But a key position battle that I am excited to watch during this game is going to be the running backs. We obviously all know Elijah Mitchell is locked in as the starting running back. So I don't expect to see much of him, but I am interested in watching the other guys. We have Trey Sermon, who has supposedly looked very, very good in training camp. And I was high on him coming into this year. He was training with Dalvin Cook. Devin Singletary. So I expect us to see a lot of him tonight, and I hope he does well. Another guy, we're going to see the rookie, Ty Davis Price. And I just want to see, they say this dude's hard to tackle. He has a little explosion to him. He can get outside the numbers, which we didn't see in college. So we want to see that guy do that kind of stuff. See him lower his shoulder, initiate some contact, see what he can bring. And then we have Jordan Mason, the undrafted rookie back. Supposedly he's an all-around good player. What we want to see from him is some good pass protection, because if you're going to make the 49er roster as a running back, you need to be able to pass protect. So I want to see him do some pass protection, and I kind of just want to see him run the ball. I want to see, because watching his college tape, he comes from, I believe it's the wing tee. So I would like to see him in the zone offense that we run, the outside zone. And I want to see, the speed, the explosion, and if he creates contact, the versatility. Can he catch the ball? I want to see those questions answered with him if he is to make this roster. And then another guy who I've been counting out, and I probably shouldn't be, is Jamichael Hasty. Jamichael Hasty was on the team last year. He was a third down back, undrafted guy. And he had some wiggle to him, some explosion coming out of college. But last year on the 49ers, I just didn't see what I wanted to see from the third down back. So I saw a clip yesterday come out, and Jamichael Hasty looked explosive as hell. And it was interesting because I've been counting the guy out. So I want to see if he can make some splashes. Because I believe last year he led the preseason in rushing yards. I don't know if that's true, but I do believe at some point he was. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But that'll be an interesting guy to watch. Time for some football. Yes, it is. I'll send you the link if you want to come on. Just let me know and we could talk a little bit about the game. And then wide receivers. I'm not expecting Debo or Ayuk to play. Ayuk might get a couple drives. We'll see. I'm not expecting it. But some guys that I am interested in seeing is undrafted rookie Tay Martin. He's a guy, they say he has some size and he can win. He goes over the top, makes some difficult catches over players. They kind of say he looks reminiscent to Kendrick Bourne coming out. And so that's an intriguing guy to watch in this first preseason game. Probably going to get a ton of reps, and let's see what he can do with them. Another guy to watch, Danny Gray. They drafted the guy in the third round, speedster, and we want to see him beat people off the line. Supposedly he's been struggling with press man coverage in training camp. So we want to see Danny Gray go out there, beat some people off the line, create separation on short routes because we know he's fast and can get deep. We want to see the all-aroundness to the receiver. Malik Turner is the other guy. That's my last guy I have. I know people are going to say Ray McLeod, but I just put Malik Turner because if the 49ers decide to keep 6 receivers, he's probably making the team. If they decide to keep 5, probably not. So he's a guy that's had a great training camp, and I just want to see some live action from him. All right, let's move on to the O-line. So some things to watch there. Obviously we got the center battle, Jake Brendell versus Daniel Brunskill. And what's most intriguing about that one to me is I just want to see the guys playing center. I want to see them, blocking, snapping the ball, because obviously Brunskill's had some issues with that. So I just want to see them playing the position and see who can really try to secure that role early on. And then we have our guards. I'm not too interested in the tackles this game, backup tackles, whatever. But I am very, very interested in the guards this game. I'm ready to see Aaron Banks. I think he's a key player to watch. We didn't really get to see a lot of them last year. Excuse me. But, I just want to see how in shape he is. Is he getting off the ball, get into the second level? And how he's just fitting in with the O line. The other guy is obviously rookie Spencer Burford at the right guard position. And, supposedly he's looked great in training camp, got all the reps. He's a guy you really want to see do well today. And we want to see if he can secure that spot and, have no competition, have that spot locked down. And then lastly, I want to see Jason Poe, who is the backup left guard. Obviously, we're fans of Jason Poe. We had him on the channel. We want to see him make the team. And he's looked great in training camp from all the reports I've seen. He brings that explosion. I actually have a clip here that I'll play for you that we had from an old pod. I'll go ahead and throw that up right now. So, we just want to see Jason Poe go out there, do well, and see, because they say his size, makes it look weird when he's on the field. So we want to see him go out there and show that his height really doesn't matter. He's the same size as all weight wise as all the other guards. He's just a couple inches shorter, and that doesn't make a difference because he can anchor really well. So, love to see Jason Poe out there today. And then we have our tight ends. Very interested in seeing everyone other than George Kittle today because I really don't know how that depth chart is going to, break down who's going to make this team. Is it going to be Tyler Kroft? Is it going to be Tanner Hudson? Ross Dwelly is obviously he's been on the team a couple years. Everyone expects him to make the team. And they don't even have Charlie Warner, who's still coming back from injury. So just want to see those guys go out there, compete, who's blocking well, who's catching some passes, who's creating some separation. Because it seems that all of our tight ends, other than George Kittle, every year struggle to create separation. So that's what I would like to see from them. Some DNs, obviously we got a lot of them. A lot of really, really talented ones. So I'm only naming two that I'm interested in watching tonight. Number one is Komoko Turay. The 49ers brought him over from the Colts. He had, I believe, 5 or 6 sacks last year. And he's looked explosive from what I've seen in training camp. But he is listed as like the fourth D end on the right side. So he's like the sixth or seventh D end, on the depth chart right now. So I want to see what he brings. He's probably going to play a lot today. And then obviously rookie Drake Jackson. I want to see the bend, the explosiveness, and I want to see him hold up in run defense because we know he's a great pass rusher. How is he going to hold up in run defense? Especially when he's working on his weight. We don't know really what he's going to play at this year. He was slim at one point in college. He was big at one point in college. So I just kind of want to see where he's at with his run defense. And moving on to cornerbacks, we have Diamador Lenore, who every last training camp and this training camp, he's looked great, according to all the reports I've seen. And he's been better than Ambry Thomas in both training camps. Last year, he fizzled out as the season started. So we want to see if Diamador Lenore can keep up that momentum from training camp into the preseason. And if he could lock up a backup cornerback role and not just be relegated to the bench like he was last year. Another corner that I'm excited to watch is Samuel Womack. As we know, he's currently in competition with Darqueze Dennard for the starting nickel spot. And, you kind of know what you're getting with Denard at this point. You know, he's a veteran. We've seen what he can do. But Sam Womack, we've heard of the sticky coverage. The college film was kind of hard to get your hands on. He also played outside corner in college, which is different. So I'm really excited just to see him out there playing in live action. See if he's really as sticky in coverage as they say. And then we got safety, George Odom. That's the one safety that I listed because I believe Talanoa Hufanga is going to be good. I know Tavarius Moore is decent. That's a good battle that I would like to see shake out. Who's going to win that position battle? But George Odom is the one wild card to me that I haven't seen play a lot, and he's great on special teams. I want to see what he can do at safety. I expect him to play a whole bunch today and to answer some of those questions for us. And lastly, we have our D tackles. The 49ers are banged up, obviously, at D tackle. So it's really going to be a good game to see the depth and see who's going to actually win those depth spots. Is it going to be Robert Nadichme, who supposedly has looked good ever since he came to camp, I think a week ago, if I'm correct? Alex Barrett is an interesting one because he's a DN that's been playing D tackle all camp. And supposedly he's been destroying people from what I've seen in the camp reports. So Alex Barrett is a guy to keep your eye on tonight. Let's see if he makes a splash. And then are we going to see Javon Kinlaw? I'm not sure if he's going to play tonight. I don't expect them to play him tonight, but it would be great to see Javon Kinlaw play tonight. We need to see what the dude can do in live action. I just don't think they're going to risk it. How's it going, E-Dude? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're getting ready for the game. So then we got some storylines. You know, the Packers probably aren't going to play their vets either. So one of the things I wrote down is the young wide receivers versus our corners. Romeo Dubs was a good receiver in the draft that the 49er fans were interested in. They got Amari Rodgers last year. And Christian Watson is dealing with an injury, so we don't know if he's going to play or not. But I am interested to see the corners play against these young wide receivers because they do have talent. They're not going to just be playing against scrubs. So let's see how they hold up. And with that being said, they are playing against Jordan Love, who he struggled obviously terribly last year when he did get on the field. But he is a quarterback with a lot of talent. So it's going to be interesting to see the depth of the 49ers defense and how well they can hold up against, you know, I wouldn't say a veteran quarterback, but a quarterback that has a lot of potential, I guess you would say. Um, and also, they're playing against a pretty young O line. They're going to be playing their rookies that they drafted this year, Zach Tom, who I know a lot of 49er fans were high on, and Sean Ryan, who a lot of 49er fans were also high on. And a lot of 49ers reporters had done interviews with him. So it'll be interesting to see how the 49ers depth defensive line stacks up against these young players on the team. And, you know, we got the game coming up in almost 30 minutes now. I'm open to any questions. You know, if anyone has any questions about the game, um, leave a comment of what you want to see happen during the game. And if anyone wants to come on live, let's talk some football for a little bit before the game starts. And also, let me know who you are most excited to watch in this game. Because if I had to pick one person, you know, obviously we're all going to say Trey Lance. But other than Trey Lance, who are you most excited to watch today? I would probably say it's a tough one, but I would say probably Trey Sermon. I think the dude's going to be good this year. Um, I'm excited to see what he can do. He had a full off season. We know he was decent when he played last year, but he got thrown in the doghouse pretty quick. And we got E-Dude said Ayuk. Ayuk is his favorite player. I agree. Ayuk he's been the dog in camp. He's been destroying everybody. I don't know if they're going to play him today. I hope he does get a couple series. I hope they at least play him for the series that Trey Lance plays, because we know they have that chemistry and that connection. So we don't want to see Trey Lance go out there and struggle immediately. So throw Ayuk out there with them and keep that connection going. Kind of like how Trent Sherfield and Trey Lance had that connection last preseason. I hope they do give him some reps with Trey Lance in the actual game. Brandon Ayuk, that is. What game in this season are you most excited for? Probably the Panthers game, because I'm going to that one. So I'm being biased. But other than that one, it's tough. Probably the Chiefs, just because it's going to be exciting to see Pat Mahomes again. First time since the Super Bowl. And we got Trey Lance, see the young gun against the proven star at quarterback. I think it's going to be a good game. And there's so many good games on the schedule this year. That's why it's going to be interesting to see what the 49ers record ends up being, because they got some tough ones. Keep up the questions, if you're here, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 100 subscribers before the start of the season. We're at 71 right now, I believe, and we're on our way. We post good content all the time. We have an interview with Jason Poe, current 49er, who's going to be playing a ton today. If you're here, make sure you watch that interview. We interviewed him before the draft, so it's a good perspective to see the guy before he even became a 49er. We have an interview with Terrell Brown, great 49er, one of the most underrated 49ers when he played for them back in the last Super Bowl era with Jim Harbaugh. And then we also have a recent interview with Randy Cross, 3-time Super Bowl champion 49er. So we drop some good content on this channel. Make sure you guys tune in, subscribe, like, follow us on Twitter at SFBullyball. And if anybody wants to collab, we would love to collab with some other 49ers content creators. And we're going to keep putting out good content for you guys. You will be pulling some late nights in Germany watching those games. Yes. So I am moving to Germany in a couple months. And I'm going to be up at 3, 4, 5 a.m. to watch the 49ers play. So it's going to be a little interesting, but we're still going to get the content out there. We have 49er fans all across the world. So drop a comment of where you're a 49er fan and where you live right now, because I know we have 49er fans all across the world. I was looking at the Packers roster, and I don't know who they're gonna play today. I would like to see some AJ Dillon. I want to see the big back. I want to see how our D-line can hold up with the big back, because we kind of struggled against the run up the middle a little bit last year. And I want to see, if our depth pieces can hold up against the run up the middle this year. So we have E-Dude from New York. Yes, sir. You like the right team. The New York teams have been struggling lately. So shout out to New York, E-Dude, And then we got my mom. She's obviously in the Bay Area. If you've been watching our channel lately, we've been posting a lot of short videos. and our parents were actually at training camp earlier in the off season, and a couple of our short videos are from them. Since we are local, what game would you recommend us to go to? We can't make everyone this season, so we have to pick a few. Let me pull up the schedule and I'll tell you which ones I would probably go to. So we have Seattle, Rams, 1 second, Chiefs, Chargers, Saints, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Commanders, and Cardinals at home. Tons of good games at home. Probably the Chiefs or the Chargers for me. Two of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Also, wouldn't be opposed to seeing Tom Brady, before he retires. That game's probably going to be expensive as hell, but I would recommend going to that game. Also, the Dolphins, seeing the 49ers old coach come back. They have a really good team this year. That would also be a good game to go watch. But the one main key that I have for this game is you want to see the team stay healthy. As we know, every year we have a bunch of dudes get knocked out in training camp, preseason, and what you want to see is just the whole team stay healthy. People are going to get banged up, but we want to see them avoid injuries. That's probably why a lot of the starters aren't going to play that much. And that's also why the NFL shortened the preseason to 3 games, because the injuries start to add up and that could ruin your season before it even starts. So health is key. Want to see the guys on the back end of the roster play hard. And another key thing to watch for in this game is the special teams. A lot of those guys are probably going to be playing on special teams this year when the season starts. So let's see if the special teams really has improved. And, I hope it has, because other than that Packers game, man, they were a letdown the whole season last year. So let's see if the dudes they brought in to upgrade the special teams, like Oren Burks, George Odom, Ray McLeod, let's see if those dudes can step in, make an impact on special teams, and see what they can do. And let's see if it's improved. Let's see. We are actually going to meet Scotty and the family at the Dolphins game. Yep, that'll be a good one. You should see if Zeke is going to go. I know Zeke is going to a couple Dolphin game this year. He probably wouldn't mind going to that game with you guys and staying with you guys if you'll allow him. But yeah, that Dolphins game is going to be interesting. Supposedly they were lighting up the Buccaneers because they've been training together before their preseason game this week. And supposedly they were lighting them up the other day in practice. So Dolphins might be competitive. We'll see. Let me know who you are looking forward to watching today. Who's the one person other than Trey Lance that you guys are most excited to see in the game today? On offense, one on offense and one on defense. Let me know. And also let me know if you got baited into buying NFL Plus, because I did. I did not want to buy it. I was trying every possible thing. I hate watching live streams, online sometimes, because they be cutting out, glitching, and so I like to go the secure, no, I'm going to be able to watch the game route, but I did not want to have to pay. I was upset. Yep, you'll have to let him know. I'll talk to him as well, see if he'll go out there and watch the game with you guys. But I think that's about going to do it. I'm going to wrap this up unless anyone wants to come on and talk a little bit. Any other questions? I think I'll wrap this up and start getting ready to watch the game. Any last questions? Anybody want to come on real quick, talk a little football before the game? Let me know. But if not, I'll get off and I'll start getting ready to watch the game. Let me throw up the invite link real quick, just in case anybody wants to come on and say some. You could say something about the team, say something about the game. Um, you know, who you think's gonna win. Preseason don't matter, but I know some people bet on preseason games, which is a little crazy, but if anyone wants to come on real quick and we'll see what they have to say before the 49ers' first preseason game against the Green Bay Packers at home at Levi's. It's going to be interesting to see if the stadium's filled up tonight or not. Um, get Levi's popping again. Had some great games there. So let me know. Let me know if anyone wants to come on. Link is in the chat. If you see the link, let me hop on real quick and see if I could see the link. But yeah, so 49ers. All right. We got somebody. What up?
What's going on?
You ready for the game?
Yes, sir. We're ready. We were gonna go, but then last minute we have stuff we got to do to get ready for tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, Friday night game. A lot of people. That's why I'm wondering if it's going to be pretty packed or not. Preseason, we'll see.
I think it will. I know the guys that we hang out with. There was a bunch of them going, so it'd probably be a pretty good turnout.
Hopefully. So
I know.
who? Go ahead.
I know when we were at the little training camp, it was pretty packed. A lot of people were out there with the trade jerseys, and it was pretty good seeing the crowds getting ready to go.
How do you think he's going to do tonight, Trey?
I think he's going to do all right. Um, what I like right now is he is throwing some picks, but he's bouncing right back. He has the short memory, and that's what we need because he's going to throw some picks. We just can't get down on him, let it go. Shit happens, and let's go to the next play.
Yep,
And he's
agreed.
been answering back pretty good, coming back with some touchdowns right after him and everything. So as long as he doesn't get scared, or Shanahan gets scared and try to stop having him throw, we'll be all right.
I'd like, I've heard. So from what I've heard is in college he ran 21 miles per hour on one play, which is pretty much, top players in the league be running that fast at top speed. But when he was running last year, he looked very slow to me. So I don't want to see him run tonight, but I also do want to see him run like one
Yeah,
time, maybe just to see the speed, if the speed's there this year. But I don't want to see him run because I don't want to see him get hurt, obviously.
yeah,
Um, yeah, we'll see. It might be interesting. We'll see how the O line looks, the starting O line with him, and who's playing receiver with him tonight, because that could tell you the whole story if he does well or not.
yeah, for sure. That's got to all come together. I'm excited to see Poe too.
Yeah, he's gonna play a lot, so we'll see how he does. He's second string right now, so if he stays second string, he's making the team.
Oh yeah,
So
it'll be
that'll
good.
be exciting.
It's exciting to have football back.
Yep. Who's one other person you're looking forward to seeing?
I want to see. You think Funga will get some time in there?
Yeah, I think he'll play a little bit. Hufanga, probably a couple series drives.
And then I want to see some of the younger running backs, see what they're going to do. Because I think the key to this year to make Trey look good is the team coming up around him, too. He can't just put the whole team on his back.
Definitely.
Yeah. The line is who I want to see. Mom wants to watch the line, see how they're going to protect.
Yeah.
Got to protect them. That's the future right there.
Well, that's what we needed.
It'll be interesting to see because I don't think obviously Trent Williams ain't playing. We know that.
Yeah.
Mike McGlinchey, I don't think they'll play him. You'd like to see him get at least a series, just some live action, but don't think we'll see him. So we'll get to see all the depth and all the interior O line guys. I think they're all going to play. So it'll be interesting to see because that was our weakness last year.
Yeah. And there was a couple big defensive guys that were on second string. I don't remember their names on the line, but I'm kind of curious to see how they do.
You have Charles O'Menahue,
Yeah.
Jordan Willis, Kerry Hyder we brought back, Turay. Who else? We got Drake Jackson, the rookie. Samson Ebukam, but he was starting last year, so I guess we'll see with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Bosa will play.
Nah. He was looking good at training camp though. He looks like he's ready to roll.
Yeah, that dude. They need to get everybody on that dude's training. Training plan. Yeah, that dude looked crazy.
Warner looked good out there too.
Oh yeah, Fred. They said he looks like he's the best linebacker in the league this year.
Yeah, he was looking good. So let's see. Let's see what Shanahan comes out with too.
Yep. I got the list. So the 49ers not suiting up for this game include Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Elijah Mitchell, Kyle Juszczyk, and Trent Williams on offense. So Mike McGlinchey is playing. That's interesting to me. On defense, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, who I think got hurt in camp because he went out of drills one day. Azeez Al-Shaair and Jimmy Ward are not suited up. And then obviously you have Eric Armstead, Charvarius Ward, and Emmanuel Mosley dealing with injury. So that's pretty much the whole starting defense is not playing.
Yeah.
Which it'll be good to see the depth though, because we know the defense is known for its depth. So it'll be good to see all those other dudes play.
Yeah, let them get some time. This is when they get it.
And then it is just been said Zach Wilson just got hurt in their preseason game.
Oh,
so
shoot.
That could potentially be the landing spot for Jimmy G. We'll see. But the team is heading out onto the field. So, and then it's Elijah Mitchell's not playing because he has a hamstring injury. So, a lot of soft tissue injuries on the team right now.
Yep. Well, you better get ready to watch it.
Yep. So thanks for everyone that tuned in. Thanks for coming on live with me. Hope everyone enjoys the game. We'll be back on Sunday morning to do a recap and go over what happened in the game. So we'll see you guys then.
Right on.
Right on. See ya.